guys, this is Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. I want to welcome you to our One World video hop. It's a crazy time in the world right now, and we just wanted to show our support for our fellow crafters and friends around the world. Our hop starts today, Saturday, April 25th, 2020, and goes through Friday, May 1st. This gives you plenty of time to watch and comment on all of our videos. The giveaways will be announced by May 5th on each individual channel, and a list of all the winners will be over at tailormadecardsforyou.com. At the top of my description box, you'll find a link to the next person in the hop. And please pay close attention, as some of us will be giving away a prize on our channel, and we will each have our own rules for entering. For more information and a complete list of all of the videos, head on over to Monica's blog over at tailormadecardsforyou.com. Before we get started on my project, do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like button, hit subscribe, and the bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. For my project, I decided to put together some paper hugs using a die set from the stamp market and papers from my stash. This simple design card is one that would be real easy to mass produce, and it would work with any of your word dies that you have in your stash. Using Hugs and Hello Stamp and Die set for today's card. What's really cool about this set is that it has both the stamps and the dies for the words, as well as for the shadows. To start things off, I cut the shadow for Paper Hug from one of the pattern paper top panels and one of the colored cardstock matting layers using my Gemini Junior electronic die cutting machine. After I pulled off the die and started separating the paper, I realized, oops, I actually didn't do exactly what I had planned. It looks great on the other matting layer, but I had not meant to cut the shadow from the that other colored cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and cut one of just the words out of another piece of that same colored cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and run that through my Gemini Junior, and that's a lot better. You'll see in a minute why this was important. So now I'm just pulling that off of that piece, and I've got I'm going to go ahead and mat the pattern paper piece on the other piece of colored cardstock. Already got all of these pre-cut. Oh, by the way, I don't have a third hand. My husband had actually stopped over at my desk for a second, didn't realize that I was videoing, so I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, I'm using my art glitter glue and dot liner to adhere that front panel onto the matting layer. And then once I get done, I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned while I was making multiples of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the art glitter glue to just the part on the back of the die cuts that I want to adhere onto my card. You'll notice I have not taken it out of the die yet. With this specific set, the shadow and that word die fit perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my craft pick from Tonic. I'm going to go ahead and use that to poke through all of those release holes to get it to adhere a little bit better before I pull off the die. I thought that this was, I have not seen this done by anyone before, so it may be an idea that everybody already uses and I just didn't know, but I thought this was kind of neat. So now I'm gently pulling that die off, and you'll see that Paper Hug is perfectly placed. Now I'm filling in all of the extra pieces that were cut out when I did that shadow. And everything is going to just line up perfectly. The one downside for using the art glitter glue on the back when you've got the die is that some of the extra pieces that are stuck on there kind of don't want to come off. The pieces that are supposed to come off don't necessarily want to come off. Most of them do though, and it only took a second with my craft pick to get that cleaned up. And then once all of those little pieces are added on, I'll just go ahead and adhere that onto that second card panel, one that I had cut the big hugs, the the paper hugs out of, and then I'm going to adhere the whole thing onto a card base. Now that it's sealed down, you can't tell that I cut anything out of that paper, and I got to use everything. Now this could be done as is, but I decided to add a little bit of bling to it, so I'm getting out some gemstones that I actually had stored with my stickers. I don't use these very often, and again, I'm trying to use up what's in my stash. So what I decided to do is use some of these dark purple to go along with the purple that's on the card, and just adding that to the card in a couple places with my art glitter glue. And that pretty much finishes up this card. I'm going to be making a bunch more of these and mailing those out to some of my family and friends that haven't got to see and haven't been able to give a real hug to in quite a while with this pandemic. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out the other videos in the hop, and have a wonderful crafty day. Thank you much. Have a great one.